Danny Bonaduce.
Wow, so that's how this works. Hey, it is time to call Danny Bonaduce Life Coach at 1-800-252-1025. You can also send your email at lifecoach@KZOK.com. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. That's 1-800-DIVORCE.
Remember, if you need to change your name, lie about your name, you can do that. You are certainly not required to go by your real name.
No, I wonder how many of our callers are using fake names and just don't tell us. It's okay, well, you keep it a secret or tell us your fake name. It's all good with us, man. All right, let's talk to Johnny in Monroe. Johnny, what's up, man?
Hey, got a question for you.
Shoot.
All right. About 7 years ago, I met a woman, long distance. We had a relationship. I'm one of those good Christian guys that I even went for marriage to have sex. And
wow. As sweet as you are, and I want to get the rest of your story, but as sweet as you are, I would recommend against long-term relationships. I don't believe they, for percentage-wise, playing the percentages, they usually,
long distance?
Yeah, they don't work out well.
Yeah, in fact, she was able to bamboozle me and lie to me, and she just told me everything I wanted to hear. And,
do you know why?
Because they do that.
Because she's a girl. That's what they do. You know, I've never, well, I'll tell you the truth, man, because I thought I was kidding when I said it, but now they've had a chance to think of it. I've never dated a girl that didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. I've never been with a girl that didn't tell me, you're so strong, you're so hysterical, you're so smart. That's not just what they do to take advantage of us, if they do. It's also what they do to make us feel good. The telling you what you want to hear part is pretty much, I tell my wife what she wants to hear because I love her and she's really good. So I tell her, you're good. She tells me nice things about me. That's part of the deal. So go on, Johnny. I'm really interested in this.
All right, so here I am, divorced now, and the good girls don't want me because now I'm used up and thrown away. And so I went on to the bad girls, and they don't want me because I'm too good of a good guy. My buddies keep on telling me to go put on a online profile.
They're right, I think. I've never done it, but that's my advice often.
But that's how I got bamboozled the first time. So I don't know where to go to find a girl.
This I saw this. This might be an AA thing. I'm in recovery, a recovering addict. One of the funnier things I've heard in recovery, and I think it's good for other places too, that every time I've ever been to jail, every time I ever lost a fight, you know who was there? Me. So the thing that's going on, every single time something bad happens, it's me. Is there a chance this is you, Johnny?
No.
No, there's no chance that you're playing the field improperly. Because I will tell you this. I am not a girl, but I've played one on TV. And I would think that the good girls, and I got to ask you what makes a good girl, but I would think the good girls want you, and the bad girls probably want you too. That's how they got a reputation of being bad.
But there's also nothing to that. You're used up because you're divorced. Everybody's divorced.
I've divorced a bunch of times. So I think this is your confidence. I think your confidence is shot. Am I right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you have to build up your confidence. You have to go on a couple of dates. By the way, I heavily lean towards ChristianDating.com. Do you know the web address for that? ChristianMingle.com. That's it. ChristianMingle.com. Have you tried that?
I've tried filling it out, but as I'm about to enter my credit card information, I start remembering how I was lied to long distance months before, and
all right,
how's it not going to happen again?
I'm going to hang on. I'm going to do something for you, and because Sarah's here, I'm going to change it from women to opposite sex. If you've never been lied to by a member of the opposite sex, please applaud. Okay, man, not one of us. We've all been lied to. You got lied to. Move along with yourself. I'm recommending ChristianMingle.com. I've never been there. I don't know anything about it except it professes to be a Christian dating site. But the first thing you need to do, shoot low, Johnny. I really like you, man. You got to set the bar real low. You got to find some girls that, they're going to date you, and I think they will. You're well-spoken. You're a Christian, and that's what Christian Mingle is about. But go on the ones that they're not going to be that hard to impress, and move up the evolutionary table right there so you're finding one, that walks upright. And you will, you know what? Because you need to feel good about yourself. And I will tell you, there's enough characteristics about you that will make you feel good about yourself. ChristianMingle.com is the thing. Or just play the bars or work or whatever most people do. I've always been like, I've been very lucky that way. The last girl I met, I married, and it was at a coffee shop. That rocked out for me. But yeah, I'm recommending. That's my official recommendation for you. ChristianMingle.com. Set the bar a little bit low to work up your confidence about yourself. And the second you feel good about yourself, you're going to go, hey, I was just making that stuff up about these people. I'm all used up. You're not all used up, man. That's a crazy excuse to explain why you can't get a date. You need to go to ChristianMingle.com and get yourself a date, Johnny. Thank you.
Aaron on Joint Base Lewis McCord, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's up?
I don't know what's going on. The last 2 weeks to a month, I've found no enjoyment in anything that I normally find enjoyment in.
Anything?
Nothing.
Are there certain activities that you do that make you feel good for a while?
Not really.
Wow. Okay, you need to see a doctor right away. No, man. It's how long's it been? A couple of weeks. You're good. You know what? I have nothing against going to see a psychologist, a psychiatrist. I've done it. I do it. I highly recommend it. But I would be the first to say, hey, man, go see a doctor immediately. Avail yourself of what is out there. But you need to know. 2 weeks, you feel blah. It says right here on this, I feel blah. That's exactly what it is. Work it out. Wait it out. You're not going to feel blah very much longer. I'll even give you a date on this. If you feel blah in 3 more weeks, that's 5 weeks. If you still feel down, you don't know why, then you should probably go see somebody who can give you something for that. There's all sorts of medications and stuff because you will be officially depressed in my book. But right now, 2 weeks of blah, you're blah. Wait it out. Feel good about yourself in the next 3 weeks. I'll bet my bottom dollar on it. Thanks, Aaron.
If you've got a question for the life coach, call 800-252-1025. Any kind of problem, he can help you. Dave in Federal Way, you're on with Danny.
Hey, Dave.
Good morning, Danny.
What's up, man?
I have a 30-year-old son, married his mother 28 years ago, and I adopted him.
You still together?
Yeah, we're still together.
Congratulations, 28-year marriage. You never hear that anymore.
Thank you. My son now is starting to make noises like he wants to, quote-unquote, find his father. Now, we lived in the same city as his father for 5 years. The guy never came around to visit him, never sent any money, we don't even know if he's alive or dead right now.
Did you mention that to your son? We lived in the same city with this cat, and he never dropped by. He never sent flowers. He never dropped a card.
Yeah, his mother used to tell him that, she shouldn't have been saying that. But she said, your dad don't care about you because he doesn't come around. He doesn't bring you anything. He doesn't pay child support, which I had everything handled. I've been taking care of him for 28 years. I'm finding now that I'm a little angry that he even wants to find this guy.
You know what? That's really normal. Your problem is, because I don't mean to interrupt you, but your problem with is that your son wants to find his birth father, right?
That's it.
Okay, it's a curiosity thing. It's not an emotional thing. It's not a love thing. It's not a respect thing. It's if somebody told him, I'm just going to make up something if it sounds stupid to just think of anything else. If somebody told him they found his first footy pajamas, they found his first lunchbox, and they'd say, hey, man, that makes me think about when I was a little kid. He's got no emotional attachment to his dad as a person. I think if he wants to go find him, it would be gnawing at him if he doesn't, and it kind of shows insecurity on your behalf if you don't say, yeah, go for it, man. Because your kid, I'm assuming, is smart. At 30 years old, he's going to figure out just what you said to me. A, why'd you give me up? Well, there's a million reasons that he can respectfully give up his son, that he has to. It was the best thing for him. But how about not dropping by ever when you were in the same city for 5 years? How about never sending a check? Your son's going to see that, and he's going to see this guy as irresponsible and, lazy, and that he didn't ever care about him. And your sons, be careful of this, because when this guy even says hi, your son is going to mistake that for an emotional attachment. I think that if you send your 30-year-old adult son free to go find out this guy is birth father, it's going to put away his cravings, his curiosity, and he's going to know he can put this guy against a good dad. That's you. Let him go. He's going to find out this guy is not the right guy from they're not pals. The pal would be the guy who paid for him when he in elementary school, the guy who nursed him when he had a cold, the guy that went to parent-teacher night with him, and that would be you. This guy, if he goes to see him, he's going to fail. And any adopted kid is going to come to his attention one day. I want to see my birth dad. It has nothing to do with you. Let him go do it. Thanks, Dave. I appreciate the call.
This is Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, 800-252-1025 with the questions that you have for the Life Coach, or you can email lifecoach@kzok.com. Monica in Redmond has sent an email. I'm 5 months pregnant, and on numerous occasions, people have said to me, wow, you've gotten really big. When are you due? When I tell them not for 4 more months, they usually say something along the lines of, oh, are you taking care of yourself? As if
wow, what kind of people do you know?
I see my doctor regularly. I exercise. My weight is exactly where it should be. What should I say to these people? I worry that I'm going to snap at somebody, especially given the whole hormone thing.
Well, you know what? If I am in a position to give permission, snap. They're rude, inconsiderate people. You happen to know by your doctor what he wants you to gain. I believe the current thinking is 25 pounds. That seems a little light to me. I would go 35 pounds. But on the other half, you have to take that off when you're done with this whole thing. So if your doctor says, yep, you're right on track, shine these people. They're stupid. They're inconsiderate. I would never say anything like that because I don't think they mean it. You know, when do you do? Oh, my God, you look like you should have delivered yesterday. I don't believe you're hanging out with that many rude people. I think they may be taking about, maybe you're all in front. You know, people carried babies different ways. If you carry it low, it's a boy. If you carry it high, it's a girl. You're carrying it a little differently. But I would say I absolutely give you my permission to snap at these guys and go, hey, man, that was rude. And, you know, you've got the playing card of I'm pregnant. You can flip out, start crying, demand to eat all their chocolate. You're fine. You have an absolute right to snap. Go ahead. And congratulations on your pregnancy.
David in Cedro Woolley, you are on with Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Hey, David.
Yeah, Danny.
Hey, what's up, man?
Morning. Hey, I was just wondering, do you know of any attorneys out there that do child support modifications on a contingency?
Let me think for a second. Hey, man, do you know who brings you this segment, Danny Bonaduce, life coach? Do you know who our sponsor is?
No.
Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones, Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. This is the easiest possible call because I usually have to think about them and hedge my bets and figure out what I want to say. The sponsor of this segment, will tell you this off the bat, he's smart enough to know this is a good segment, the life coach thing. I think I'll sponsor it. His name's Rick Jones, and here's his phone number again. It's 1-800-DIVORCE. That's 1-800-DIVORCE, and his slogan is Divorce for Men. You absolutely need to call this guy, okay, David?
Right on, Danny.
See you, buddy. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a home run out of the park. The answer is yes, and his name's Rick Jones, and here's his phone number.
Tina in Tacoma, you're on with Danny Bonaduce, life coach.
Hey, Tina in Tacoma.
Hey, Danny, how's it going?
It's all good, man. What's up?
Okay, well, I'm 7 years in recovery.
God bless you. I'm 3.5, and I'm going crazy.
Me too. And you know what my struggle is? Is now that they've legalized marijuana, everywhere I drive, I'm seeing these green crosses.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that.
Oh, I'm telling you what, and they're showing, these big old buds and people smoking pot on
Yeah, they are those big, gnarly, sticky, stinky buds.
And my mouth salvates.
Those thinking, bastards!
I'm telling you. And I'm just, now that they've legalized it, and I'm thinking, well, I could maybe go back and it wouldn't be a problem if it's legalized. But,
well, would it not be? Because they didn't make it free.
Well, that's true.
It's a big thing. Here's the thing about addictions. They start to cost you more than you can afford. Because I was going to say I've never known anybody with a problem with marijuana. That's not true. But I've never seen a problem with marijuana around me. So I would say, yeah, go. But wait a second. What about the cost? What about how do you behave when you're on marijuana?
Well, a lot better than I did on the other drugs.
Oh, my God. Alcohol. Marijuana never made you take your pants off and pick a fight. That's just the booze doing that. So, all right, what is your question?
Well, my question is that I'm very happily married to a marvelous man who has never done drugs a day in his life.
Wow, good.
And he just doesn't understand that, it's a struggle for me. And
wow, he doesn't?
Well, he thinks it's easy to walk, that it shouldn't bother me because it's been 8 years.
Oh, my God, you should punch him in the face. If my wife did this, I will tell you a kind of a secret thing, and maybe it goes along with it. I'm talking to my daughter the other day. Haven't seen her in a while. She's 19 years old. And I mentioned something about, God, I'm, sober 3.5 years. And she goes, are you really? And I said, is that a real question? She goes, as a matter of fact, Dad, yes. I don't believe you. And she said, rightly, I can't fault her for this. She said, you lied so many times, why would I believe you now? And I went, all right, sweetheart. My heart is semi-broken about that my kid doesn't believe me. So, that she doesn't know what a hardball that was to throw, that I work this hard every freaking day while sending her and her mother money. But have your husband not know how hard it is? That must be tough on you.
Well, it is, but I think it's tougher on me because I thought I really didn't, I thought I was over it. But every day I'm driving past 12 green crosses, which is a reminder, And I'm thinking, I don't know, but it's. I don't think it's fair that they legalized it now that there's people locked up in jail for it,
Yeah, I agree with you on all of this, but the thing is, at the end of the day, here's my advice. Don't smoke it. It did you in one time. My advice might have been different if you said, oh, that's so good, I can smoke it. I never had a problem with pot. But you did have a problem with pot. It's a fortune. Your husband doesn't smoke it and or understand it. It will be, I believe it will be as much as alcohol or other drugs in your life. It's a terrible mistake, and you shouldn't do it, and you should tell your husband to understand that. And if not, call me. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate the call very much, and hang in. That's all the time we have for Danny Bonaduce, Life Coach, this morning. Life Coach brought to you by Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE.